So that's the cops there. And they have come to chase everybody away. I don't know why. We're going to a place that is about 26 minutes away. A small forest type of place, and then from there we will go to the original location, which is a dam. The only problem with these roads that I'm worried about is recently there was this whole viral video where, you know, there was a guy on his super sport that was doing about 300 on the Electronic City flyover. But it's unfortunate what that guy did. I mean, if you're doing those speeds, I know a lot of people who have done insane speeds, but you know, posting it on social media is I have no words. I mean, you want to do those speeds, you want to ride like that, do it, be my guest. But then there are two things that, you know, one needs to understand. One, you're going to put yourself in danger, but that's something that you signed up for when you go for those speeds. So it's with your consent. But when you smash into somebody, and God forbid that person's on a bike, you know, he's got his family on it, his kids or whatever, something happens to them, that's on you. And that's a responsibility that, you know, people need to have, especially when you're riding at those speeds. And I've also heard a lot of people say that, you know, I'm supremely good in terms of my vision, my control and stuff, but it takes a split second, and it might not be your fault. Your vision might be 20/20, your control of the bike might be just on point. It's just something that people need to have a think about. You know, when you're going out riding, if you want to do those speeds, go on a track, go in a closed environment, but don't take it on the street. Nobody is expecting a vehicle to do 200, 300 kilometers an hour on these roads. Nobody is expecting to do that, right? So that is something that you need to think about. Just because your bike can go that fast doesn't mean that you do that. So we're going via this route because we'll first stop at the small forest type of situation that Google Maps that we had kind of put into Google Maps, saying that, you know, one day, on one of the days when we are all strapped for time but we still want to do a short ride, we'll go here. So we are taking these inside routes, heading there. Ooh. I just don't get the whole logic of people wearing masks but no helmets. I think, you know, if the media can shed some light on the whole why you need a helmet thing and put out a lot of stats and stuff, probably then people start wearing it. Okay, well, the map tells me to take a right into that. The roads seem to have been very recently laid. Scenic route, I like. Wow, people living here, you know, I mean, it's a little further out of the city, but people living here, the amount of fresh air they'll be getting because of all these trees would be super nice, and I'm sure that it'll be super cold in the evening, which would be nice to, you know, just sit down, have a nice hot cup of tea. So they said some parts are really murky and to be careful. Ooh. My front end seems to be moving all over the place. Ooh. Cyclists and trekkers. Nice. Beautiful place, so close to Bangalore. It's a good thing that we decided to do two routes. So they said that you can take one huge outlay of this place. So that's exactly what we're doing. These are good cycle trails as well. Nice, man. Really nice. I like how they've built this wall to kind of protect this very tiny forest reservation. But you know, properties that belong to people very close to this forest, as long as, but the problem with human beings, if you're not responsible, which most of us aren't, will spoil the surroundings. Dabby dab. My next change is definitely going to be like a 60, 40, 70, 30 tire. I keep saying that all the time.
I'm just sitting here. I got time.
Is this the route that they took?
It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. Sometimes you need to go and take a step out.
Wow, that hill is kissing the clouds.
From a distance
What
you
are
can
those?
tell.
Oh, so close. The second guy was so close to being hit. Ah,
You and me,
that would completely destroy
meant to be
my ride
in the great outdoors,
because
forever free.
would have probably hurt him real bad or killed him.
You and me,
Oh,
meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
and we get a chance to overtake, and it's really sticky. And we made it. Finally. Alright, so we're gonna go to that part of town. So this is what the place looks like. There are a fair few kids that arrived earlier than us. Hey, there's that cloud case mountain. Wow, we left that place in a hurry. It was a task to U-turn Optimus there because it was pretty narrow. Thankfully, I had Sebi and Sam with me to help me. So we're heading back another route. It's supposed to be more scenic, which it is. We're going up some kind of a hill, mountain kind of terrain. So I guess this is where we'll end it. So Sebi, Samir and I are heading back to the urban jungle. It was a good ride. It's a lot of fun. I think we were there for about 1.5 hours before, you know, the cops came and said we need to wrap it up, which we did. On the way back, Sam's test riding Mr. Optimus. I'm riding Red. That's the name of his interceptor. Oh, but you feel all of the wind blast. So this bike is really smooth. I keep forgetting how smooth the interceptor is. It sounds a treat. Oh, but the interceptor is really smooth. If I had an interceptor, I would have got some kind of a windscreen so that, you know, the wind blast is taken a little away from me, so that you know, when you're doing higher speeds it's much more comfortable, because otherwise in the long run it will take more out of you.